A buzzword going around and has been going on for, I want to say, almost 14, 15 years is domain authority or authority rank. What is your authority rank score? And we got to get to the bottom of what it is. And really, when you're reading in this article, domain authority, is it a Google ranking factor? That's at the end of the day, the most important part is, does Google care about domain authority or rank authority? So we first got to find the origins or find out the origins of where it came from. And today I'm going to show you and answer that question, does it matter? Because it's important to know if it matters or not, because what's going to happen is you have all these companies coming to you trying to say, hey, you have crappy domain authority or crappy authority score. Let us fix it, and then we'll get you on the front page of Google. I'm going to show you some information, some data right here, and show you that that is not true. Another thing that you see is that you have owners of these franchises that have hundreds of franchises saying that, hey, let's have one site that takes care of everyone. That way we have high authority score, high domain authority, and we can rank you number one on the front page of Google. And again, that is not the case, right? It does not make sense. I'm going to show you, it's not my opinion. I am going to show you that trying to have one website to rank locally as in trades, plumbing service, electric service, heating and air service, whatever service you do in the home contracting world, having a localized website with certain factors, over 200 factors on what determines if you get page one ranking, right? I'm just going to go over 8 today, the top 8, the main focus, and then we can work from there, right? But let's answer this question. Domain authority, is it a Google ranking factor? So let's talk about it. So this article here, and I will not go through every single thing about this article, but it has some really good information about the origins of where domain authority comes. Where did that buzzword come from? Domain authority. What does it mean to have domain authority? Well, let's just read really quick. What is domain authority? To understand whether domain authority is part of a Google algorithm, first, we must understand what domain authority is. First, there is domain authority, the concept, and domain authority DA, the metric by Moz. So at the end of the day, you can read more of this. It's really Moz. Moz created this. So I used ChatGPT, and as ChatGPT, if you know anything about ChatGPT, it actually searches the web and looks for content that relates to your questions, right? And so, hey, is domain authority a metric used by Google's? Because I read it was created by Moz. No, domain authority DA is not a metric used by Google. You are correct that it was created by Moz, a third-party SEO tool provider. Moz developed domain authority as an estimate of how well a website might rank on search engine results pages, SERPs. You can pause and read this. However, Moz, and at the time it was called SEO Moz, but now it's Moz.com. Moz created this, Semrush, Search for SEO. All these different companies that they sell these tools on how your website ranks or what kind of site health do you have when it comes to ranking factors. These guys don't have the red phone to Google. They don't even know what's going on behind the scene. All you can really do is be an SEO practitioner, not a professional, but an SEO practitioner. All they can do is assume what Google wants to see to get page one ranking, and then they create algorithms to then test your site against those assumptions. So at the end of the day, they have no idea, because if we found out what Google does, then everybody would be cheating the system, right? They would be cheating the system. So then we asked them the second question. Did Moz make DA, domain authority, when Google quit using PageRank? Yes, because at some point, Google was determining PageRank and actually had some of those analytics for you. Yes, Moz developed domain authority in response to the decline of Google PageRank as a visible and publicly accessible metric. While Google still uses PageRank as part of its internal ranking algorithm, it stopped updating and displaying public PageRank scores in 2013 and officially retired the visible PageRank toolbar in 2016. So you can read on. And so at the end of the day, it is a term that Moz coined and made you believe that it's important. Now, do I think Moz is bad? Do I think Moz doesn't have good SEO tactics and information? No, they have great information, and we learned a lot from Moz back in the day, but we also learned from other practitioners in other places. If you read this article, and I'll put the link in the description area, just read it and you'll see the genesis and the end of putting this to bed. And at the end of the day, when you read, spoiler alert, if you want to read the article, therefore, we can conclude that domain authority is definitely not a ranking factor, right? It's not a ranking factor for so many reasons. And it's because they created that term. They need you to be able to use a product to look at your site and see how it's performing, so that it gives you an indicator if you're close to having a page that can rank. Is it a bad term? No, I think it's a general term, but to focus on that, it's ridiculous. So let me share with you and actually prove to you that domain authority does not work. Okay, so here we go. Houston, Texas is probably one of the most competitive market for the trades, right? It's like 9 million people in the metropolitan area. So I just typed in plumber near me, and this is just a code that you put to let Google know, hey, do it plumber near me in this city, right? And then we're in incognito, I'm not signed in. And so let's check this out. So obviously you got the Google local service ads here. So we scroll down, and then you got the Roto-Rooter here. And then as you scroll down, this right here is organic, but most people don't click on that. Most people click here. In fact, 80% of users click here when it comes to picking someone organically. Why? Because there's reviews there, right? And so think about this. Domain authority. If domain authority matters at a local level, okay, we're talking about a local level, not national, a local level, then you would see these top performing companies with higher domain authorities than these guys rank. Let's test this out. So this is a company, okay? And then I want to know how they rank. So this is the #1 website for plumber near me in Houston market. Let's check out their domain authority. So here we are. Authority score of 22. Okay, we got 22. Now let's look at another guy. Let's look at this guy right here. I'm going to copy this. Close out of that. Okay, so remember we got 22, right? Authority score. Now let's look at this guy. Authority score of 11. All right, now let's grab this guy. He's #3. All right, nicksplumbing.com. Let's see how you show up. Nick Plumbing has a 32 score of authority. When we look at the results, they're getting beat by this guy. And this guy has, I think it was a 22 authority score. And they're getting beat by the guy that has 11, not only 11 authority score, but even less reviews. Check that out. 263 reviews, 3,000 reviews, 2,000 reviews. And GEI Plumbing Services is now here. So does authority score win? No. Nick's Plumbing is up here, and this is part of the organic, but people ignore this. They just scroll down and they come in here to this 3-pack. This is where you get 80% of the click-through rate, right? And so when you start coming down here, it starts to even matter less. And if you think about it, Roto-Rooter, here's Roto-Rooter. They have better authority score. Let's check them out. All right, so Roto-Rooter has 53, guys. 53 total referring domains, 5,900. We got our 5.9 ranking, 174,000 keywords. Organic search traffic is 631. And let's go back. And they don't even rank in the 3-pack. So meaning their franchisee, the localized franchisee, the Houston market, this landing page, locations, Texas, they don't even show up on the 3-pack with a higher domain, more keywords, all this stuff, right? So I hope I've proved myself that domain authority does not equal anything. It is a made-up term by Moz.com to communicate to you what their tool does in giving you results. Hey, here is your domain authority and your ranking factor with the ecosystem of our algorithm, not Google's, our algorithm, Moz.com. And so Google does not look at that, and I just proved to you that higher domain authority companies, and you got all these domain authority checkers like Backlinko and all these other ones that have similar matrix to like Moz.com as far as like the algorithm that determines if you have a high quality score. Doesn't matter. Now, can we use authority score and health of the website that these tools have? Of course, we use semrush.com to do that. We use spyfood.com. We use surfersel.com. We use a lot of tools to just kind of scrub our site, making sure the JavaScript and all the geek stuff that is performing well. Of course, it matters in the overall health, speed, and making sure your plugins are doing well. But at the end of the day, the number one reason, the number one indicator is going to be content. And let me prove to you that very fact. Using the same website, when it comes to finding out what are the ranking factors, here are the top 8 ranking factors. Okay, top 8. Here we are. Let's see if domain authority is in there. Oh yeah, you didn't see it, right? So top ranking factors is quality content, backlinks, technical SEO, which just means did you the health of the site with the stuff I was talking about, the JavaScript, the plugins, keyword optimization. Do you have the right keywords in there? The density, you're not keyword spamming, right? The keywords. Is it creating great user experience? That's very important, right? The quality, especially when it comes to mobile devices. 90% of customers looking for the trays are looking on a mobile device. Schema markup, that's just geek talk to say like, oh, is your address right? So schema markup is just a way to do some stuff behind the code to kind of let Google know what this site's about, author, addresses, and stuff like that, which is good. Social signals, obviously like Instagram, Facebook, are people engaging with you? So yeah, we need that, right? Twitter, if it applies, and then brand signals, which obviously means like the directories and citations. Like, are you on all the 60 plus directories that are important? Are you showing up with the right address, right phone number, photos, everything all the same throughout the whole? We call that reputation management. Do you have a good reputation management? And two, you got to make sure that you're getting good reviews, right? What this doesn't say is reviews. You got to get reviews, especially for the trades, right? Reviews is definitely one big factor. If you want to read this article, again, I'm going to put in a link below. He even talks about domain factors. And guys, get off the domain thing. We have launched as a company tons of websites that are brand spanking new that rank literally in month 2 and month 3 for major keywords. Brand new websites. Content is king. That is probably 60 to 70% of your results right there. It's huge. And then the rest obviously has its part in the pie chart. And so read this article. It's an amazing article. And so to put that to bed, domain authority is not a ranking factor. It won't be. This never will be. At least there's no indication that Google will say it is. There are tons of other ranking factors that are way more important than domain authority. And again, Google didn't even have that as a term, right? These are the things that Google wants to see. And there's tons of other things in this article that explains the importance of proper SEO, good SEO, and how to rank accordingly. And I'm going to cover that today in this video, but when you get approached and someone's coming to you and saying, hey, you got great domain authority, check this out, that's fluff. At this point, it's fluff, and they're misleading you either unknowingly because they just don't know and they're just trusting old information of back 2013 when they created it, right? Half the time, it's just that they're ignorant. They don't know. It's not a bad thing. Or maybe they are trying to lead you wrong because they want your account or they want you to trust them and they're just fluffing numbers. So stop relying on domain authority. Hire a SEO company, hire a agency that's going to tell you the truth. That's going to give you actual data and information that matters, that really determines if you rank or not. Because if you don't, then you're going to be left behind thinking domain authority is important. As you can see here by this example, and this is just one keyword, one city, it doesn't matter. There's other ranking factors of why Nick's Plumbing is in there, why Texas Quality Plumbing is in there, and GEI Plumbing Services in there. Roto-Rooter's not in there. Benjamin Franklin Plumbing is not in there. You could talk about Abacus, right? Think about Abacus. Abacus is huge. I looked at their domain authority. Abacus is at, I think, 40-something with domain authority. And even Abacus, the big dog, Abacus is not even in this area. If you know anything about Houston area, they're the big dog, one of the big dogs in the area. So they're not even there. And they got like, I want to say 15,000 reviews. And they didn't even make it. Let's see if we find Abacus. Where is Abacus? So here's Abacus, 9,000 reviews. Domain authority that it has, again, I want to say there are over 40 plus, if not 50, maybe it was 57, and they don't even show up. Look how far down they are. I am on page, this is page 2 of the Google rankings. So let's go back to the previous page. So they're not even on the page 1 of Google Maps. They're on page 2, Abacus, and have way more. And it's because they're not practicing proper SEO. Domain authority doesn't matter. Reviews matter, but not that much. It's content on your page and how you optimize your website that matters. So if this has been helpful for you, please share this information. I really want you guys to understand how this stuff works, because then you won't get taken advantage of. And when you're growing your company year over year and your livelihood is on the line and all these algorithm changes and digital changes and all that, and you have everyone saying they're a professional and we know what we're doing, it can sink your ship if you do the wrong thing. It could put you out of business. We have clients right now that trusted the franchisor on how to do marketing, and they're almost going out of business until they hired us. And then we turned them around and got them to where they're now 2, 4, 5 truck operations, some 15, 20. And so educate yourself. Red Palm Studios is not the only trusted agency. There are other agencies. We refer business to a friend of ours too as well that has an agency. There are other agencies, but hire a trusted agency that's going to tell you the truth so you can make the best decision moving forward on how to grow your company, where to put your money in, SEO, PPC, LSA, eLocal, Angie's List, right? All these things, right? You got to have somebody who knows what they're talking about, that rely on old news, things that have never been validated that Google even cares about it. So in closing, never, ever has authority score or domain authority ever been a factor for Google. And so put that to bed. If you need help with your marketing, if you need help with your SEO, if you want us just to look at your website, give us a call, go to redpalm.us, and you can actually fill out the form, and we can look at your site for free and let you know how you're doing when it comes to SEO and educate you on proper SEO tactics that will get you on page 1 of Google. Thank you for watching. Share this video, like, comment below. What do you guys think?